Audio check. Hey, Bridgie. Good morning, my good sir. How are we doing, Bridgie? I seen your videos you posted, dude. I was watching them last night. I'm pretty sure I did. Let me go double check real quick. Let me just double check. I did. In fact, I think I'm the only one who's voted so far. So how's your week been, Bridgie? Up here, we're getting slammed with snowstorms and tornadoes, and it's been one hell of a week. I didn't honestly think I was going to have internet today. But 'tis the season for it. More snow. Yeah, we had that Arctic blast come down. I'm not too surprised. We've had an ice storm and a windstorm and a tornado in all the same week. It's been pretty wild. That tornado tore up the town just south of us. Union City, Michigan got hit hard. It left us mostly alone. What? Where was it? Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's been crazy week weather-wise. Like I said, Michigan's weather this time of year is always pretty unpredictable. It was probably pretty green outside then. Oh yeah. We had nice weather going there for a minute, like 65 degrees, kids were outside playing. Then the very next day, tornado. Day after that, severe windstorm. Day after that, ice storm. Last night, we had the winds picking back up and a little bit of snow and ice, but nothing like it was. You had the ice storm hit you guys? Yeah. That thing was crazy here. We had freezing rain, sleet, hail, and then all of it melted by morning or by noon the next day. My wife's from Utah and she gets freaked out over our weather. She's like, "It's not natural."
Love you, Dad.
Love you too.
Are you doing another video?
Yep.
Do you like how I'm going to football?
I would tell you to come and say hi to everybody, but nobody wants to hear from someone who can't write book reports. You got to write your book report first.
I already did.
We had a lot of stuff. Strangely enough, though, they didn't cancel school. All right. Yeah, they didn't even cancel school here. That's much better. Let me see the back.
Okay.
Much better.
I think you got confused. Because I wrote this, but remember you said I had to do it again.
Oh, no, yeah, I did get confused. I'm sorry.
This is my old one I did.
Then I think you did pretty good on that one.
You know how long this took?
What?
An hour and 20 minutes.
No, it didn't.
Oh, well, it took a long time.
Probably took like half an hour. Drama queen.
But this is one Just
That's even better, though. Maybe you should keep going. No, I'm kidding. You did good.
yeah, Brendan said I had to restart on that because it was too sloppy.
You did okay. Like, I think you could do better, but you did okay. You need to just slow down your writing, dude. If you slowed down, you would be just fine. Your teacher agrees.
So are you saying I should
Why not just keep practicing that?
uh,
I want to see how much better you can actually do. I got like 5 news notifications about school closings. Yeah, and honestly, I think they should have closed school here, but they didn't.
going over here? I'm going over here then. Can't be dropping copies. Oh no.
Um, control from here. There we go. There we go. Look at all that. We're decommissioning the Juggernaut Station. By the way, if you guys are just dropping in for the first time, thank you so much for dropping in. We're playing, I'm going to be honest, if you want to start playing guitar, I know some cheap starter companies that have some, yeah, I'm going to eventually. I used to when I was a kid. When I was a teenager, I played. Just, one of those things you kind of grow out of sometimes, unfortunately. Just like I used to play the piano, too. Shocking, I know. Oh, that's what that is. Alright. Anyway, what I was saying, sorry, I get distracted a lot. If you guys are dropping into the stream for the very first time, thank you so much for clicking on it. We're playing Kerbal Space Program on the PS5, and right now what we're doing is we're decommissioning our Lunar Space Station, because there is. We have a full tech tree. And now it is... Nope, we need to go the other way. And now it is time to start focusing. I'm feeling a little called out. Feeling a little called out, Bridgie. I mean, I don't have stubble. I did shave my beard a little bit, but it's still full. And I got like brown hair with blonde highlights. Like, it's not, I didn't highlight my hair, it's natural highlights. If I go and spend a lot of time out in the sun, the blonde highlights get more and more blonde. It's kind of funny. Ever since I was a kid. Got like a blonde ring around my head.
What am I doing?
But the gray is showing more and more.
What am I doing?
You're doing good, Bubba. If you wrote like this all the time, you'd never have to redo anything. I just get a little upset because Nova's 5 years old and has better handwriting than you, and I don't understand why. She's in kindergarten, homie. She should not have better handwriting than you. You've had way more time to practice.
Okay. I'm going to tell you sometimes your numbers are microscopic, but yeah, I agree. Once that I get that microscope charge,
So we're going to say goodbye to our Mooner lander. We're going to let this burn up in the atmosphere.
And we push the lid.
I have 2 of those weird things in the back of your mouth. Cool party trick. I mean, that can be useful in certain circumstances. Let's just watch that. Let's watch that lander blow up a little. Burn off this fuel. I always forget with this configuration, it's always best to disable gimbaling. Otherwise you get this where it goes pretty crazy on you. Yeah, you'll have that a lot, though. The older you get, the more your hair changes. No, I'm talking to my chest. But yes, your hair will change too. Well, when you get old enough to make that decision, you can dye it whatever you want. If you want to have bubblegum pink hair, that's up to you. I hope there were no Kerbals left in there. I should have probably checked.
Here, I'll show you mine. Yeah. Look, that's how I spell coal with my white hand. That's how I spell coal.
All right, no Kerbals.
Let's see. I know that I spell coal with my white hand. Is mine better?
Uh-oh. Oh, ooh. Well, we still might be in trouble.
Wow.
Nope, I think we're okay. What do we got? Yeah, we're coming in really fast. All right.
Not to make fun of you, but anything, I think I'm better off in my bed.
It's too late. Ooh, this is gonna be a rough landing.
I think.
But wait. Oh, dude, if I stopped shaving and trimming my beard, I could give Arthur Morgan a run for his money. My beard gets so thick. The problem I have is my beard. When my beard gets thick, it gets really dry. Like I got to use beard oil like crazy. All right.
Put it in your beard.
Worry about your task. That's the problem with having really thick hair is that that'll get really dry. And then it gets itchy and then you look like a dog sitting there scratching your face all the time. Yeah, it gets really bad. Like even if I use a ton of beard oil, and admittedly I might not be using it the right way, I guess, because nobody ever taught me how to like take care of your beard and shit. I just had to kind of like Google stuff and learn. There we go. So I think we need to control from here, right? Yes. Um. Well, I mean, technically, we're supposed to have hair all over our bodies. But yeah, I'm sure there's some kind of evolutionary advantage to it. I don't know what that evolutionary advantage is, but I've heard someone say before that the hair that we have left on our body is for heat reduction. But I don't know how accurate that is. Yeah, we not as much as like apes and monkeys and all the basically any other animal. I'm pretty sure the reason is we can sweat. Insane perk of not having hair. Yeah, if you look at the evolutionary tech tree in that area, we mid-maxed that. Could you imagine a world where we couldn't sweat? How bad that would actually be?
Very bad.
We'd be panting every time it got a little warm out. Yeah, we did parachute this one up, so once we decommission this last one, yeah, I was telling someone just not too long ago that humans won the evolutionary lottery because we are air cooled, water cooled. Like we're both we're both air and water cooled.
I want to be a reptile.
No, you don't want to be a reptile, homie. Trust me.
I want to see what it's like being an alligator.
My son said he wants to be an alligator. I guess it's good to have goals. By the way, we have, I think it just said 8, 4. Okay, we're at 4. If you're dropping in for the very first time, do not. We also have legs and arms. Only downside to being able to stand is that our backs turn into noodles at age 40. Yeah, not every. I mean, I feel like there's more perks than drawbacks, but there's a lot of drawbacks that people don't think about. Like when we evolved to be bipedal, it messed up our backs and our hips a lot, and we also lost our tail. What kind of life is that? I would love to live in a world where we still had our tails.
Me too. I want to be a monkey.
Yeah, but if we had tails, we would be one step closer to being Saiyans.
You know what? I'd be close to
Being a monkey.
being a monkey.
I caught it. I was here the whole time. I teleported to the bottom of the hill. I can see in my
Mistakes were made.
Oh wow, Jesus. Hey, I forgot how much I wrote and look.
Good job. That's much better, though.
Oh wow. Hey, Dad, look, 2 nuclear bombs.
Happy accident? Yeah, we get to see it. Yeah, I guess you can have your tablet. Yes, you did good.
It would be like
More fireworks. Yay, fireworks.
2 pages and half a page.
Yeah, but if you write like that all the time, dude, you'd be getting way better grades. Yay for happy accidents. And look at how much smoother our entry goes when we actually have heat shields that work. It's almost like it's too easy, although I'm kind of curious to know why these didn't explode like they were supposed to. But we'll leave that question for another time. Oh, wait, we're not entering. I guess that's okay. We got plenty of battery, and the Kerbals brought extra oxygen and food, so... Look, they're all having a great time. Humans' only downside is having little defense and not... But it means we can literally run for days. Yeah, and I argue that the biggest advantage that humans ever had is our pattern recognition software. Our pattern recognition software is probably the greatest gift we ever had. And then the other thing is I always also argue that the ability to pass information from generation to generation, because we didn't have to start over every time we discovered something. So every time someone was like, hey man, I discovered this was bad to eat. We shouldn't eat it. It hurts us. Well, we taught our kids that, they taught their kids that, and eventually nobody was dying from eating the bad thing anymore. And then someone came along and said, but if you cook it, yeah, yep, exactly, Bridgie. Our communication, and it's funny because I feel like a lot of the problems we have in modern day society comes from our ability, or we're losing our ability to communicate effectively. And I think it's too many people are using the same words with different meanings. Like, you know, someone can come and say, oh, I love you so much. And it doesn't mean the same thing as when, you know, another person says, oh, I love you so much. Like, the same words can have very different meanings. But that's one of the things I get in trouble with when I try to debate with people and have conversations with people, because a lot of people don't adhere to the same rules. Yeah, and that's not an inaccurate way to do it. The problem is you have people that are determined to be different, and it's like, just in the United States alone, because that's my best. When I went to boot camp, I learned very quickly how different language was. Like, people in California use different words than people in New York. and the way that everybody speaks is different. The way that the culture is different. Like it's so. If you look at a country, any country in the world, there's a vast difference just regional. Like I don't remember what it is. I want to say Swahili. I want to say Swahili. But I used to work with a couple people from Somalia years and years ago. And he was saying that even Swahili, the dialects can be so vastly different that if you're speaking this dialect, he wouldn't be able to understand you. And he's like, some of the words are the same, but they mean something totally different. Exactly. I was just going to talk about China next. Like, even look at China. Like, there's so many different dialects of even just Mandarin. And then you have generational language. Like, my kids, I make fun of my kids all the time because I'll be like 6'7", no cap, on God. No Riz, fam, and they'd be like, "You're just old." Yep, and a ton of native languages. But yeah, language has been something that's always interested me because how it evolves and changes, and it just, I think it's fascinating. I think 6 parachutes for this was a tiny bit overkill. But the last vessel we had 1 parachute, which was a tiny bit underkill. So, I mean, we're averaging out. Yep, I've dabbled in trying to learn foreign languages over the years, but my biggest problem is without someone to practice the language with, everything I learn I just forget. Like, I learned certain phrases. My grandma taught me German when I was little because she's from Germany when she was little, and her mom, my great grandma, never learned English. She only spoke German her whole life. So my grandma knew German, and without someone to practice with, like a steady basis, I forgot everything. All right. That means Juggernaut Station is completely decommissioned. All right. We only have 1,800 science, but we can fix that up pretty quick. But we don't need to. Look at that. Tech tree's done again. And we have 600 science left over, so score. All right. Next thing's next. I don't know. The problem I have with either agreeing or disagreeing with that sentiment is I don't know the difference between the propaganda that goes around and the truth. Because I think China has more development going on, but I've also seen a whole bunch of stuff talking about how China's realty, their entire economy is based. Yeah, well, because that's what I mean is I've heard that their entire economy is based on real estate, so that there's a lot of development that they do. Excuse me, that just collapses because their market can't handle the amount of it's just based entirely on real estate. So again, I don't know if that's like a piece of propaganda, because I mean, Anyone who says that their government doesn't engage in the use of propaganda and misinformation, I think is kind of silly. I'm pretty sure every government in the world does. Yeah, and that's why I don't want to. I don't like being the person that talks shit if I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm usually gonna be straight up with you when I'm like, I don't know. Just like North Korea, people talk shit about North Korea all the time, but I'm like, if their economy was as bad as they make it out to be, then how do they exist? You know, they got to be doing something relatively correctly, because otherwise they just wouldn't exist anymore. But I try to be aware. I try to be aware of that. You know, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I saw it on TikTok," and it's like, just because you see it on TikTok doesn't make it true, homie. There's lots of stuff on TikTok that's just not true. All right. Bridgie, where should we go? I really want to go to either Moho or the thing is, if we're gonna do that, we might want to do a lander. Yeah, go to Eve. All right, if we're gonna go to Eve, then yeah, and the problem with the United States is they have so much garbage spending. Like, they're sitting there just spending and spending and spending and spending, and it's all on trash. Like, I'm all for helping other countries, and I'm all for helping where we can, you know, as a developed nation. But you gotta make sure that your house is in order before you try to, you know, keep up someone else's house. And our economy is just sliding down the hill so damn hard. Everything's getting more and more expensive. 360. Let's do this one. Yeah, but the thing is those tariffs are deserved. So if you try to look into it, man, I'm not trying to be like USA versus Canada, but the Canadians charge us 25% tariffs on all of our imports that we import from them. To be very honest with you, we don't need to import anything from Canada. We don't. We have plenty of lumber, we have plenty of oil, we have plenty of everything that we need right here. So, when Trump took office, he was like, hey, if you guys don't take these tariffs off, we're going to tack tariffs on. Canada said, fuck you, we're not taking off any of our tariffs. So, Trump slapped tariffs on them. And I'm not, again, not trying to start shit, but you can look it up. Look at how much Canada charges for imports to the United States. If Canada came out and said, okay, we're going to get rid of all the tariffs that we put on the United States, then I would agree with you completely. But the fact that that's not the case, I mean, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. All right. But just like I don't think that the United States should have anything to do with NATO. I don't. I'm a firm believer that the United States doesn't have any business trying to police the whole world. There's just no reason for it. Ooh. No. Look up the Canadian tariff percentage around 2016 or 2012. Like, look it up for the past 10 years, 20 years. What happened is Canada was having trouble with their exporting, so they slapped tariffs on the United States, which is fine. But like I said, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. But I think when it comes to imports and exports and stuff like that, I mean, if people were, what am I looking for here? Not this one. This one's far too big, right? That looks silly. But like I said, the United States, truthfully, we could exist without most of the imports. Even oil, honestly. That's one of the geopolitical aspects that I really don't know, because I don't understand exactly why we import as much as we do. The only thing is people are like, oh, it's cheaper. Get half of your internet from Canada. We wouldn't have to, though. That's the thing, is the entire system was built on the idea of cooperation. And then, I mean, legitimately, how do you say this correctly? Because I don't want to sound like it's wrong. I don't want it to come out wrong. But, the problem comes in when when every government feels like they're not getting what they want or what they pay for. So, for example, the United States is more than capable of building its own internet connections around the world, but they're not interested in paying for it, right? So it goes through Canada, not a problem. But then shit like this happens where if Canada wanted to be cheeky about it, they could just be like, well, then we're going to do this. And then the United States retaliates and says, fine, if you do that, we're going to do this. And then one person says, fine, if you do this, we'll do this. And it just never ends. Wait, is that? It's 100. I'm a big fan of just everybody getting along. Another big problem with the world in general, and this is every nation, is that I don't feel like, Cold War 2.0, exactly, because it would just escalate endlessly. But I'm also a firm believer that, God dang it, come on. The entire world is stuck. Nobody in the world knows. Thing is, do we want this wide? I think it would be better if we did this. Alright. So, what I'm trying to say. Every country in the world is stuck in this idea that you have to expand or die. There's no developed country on the planet that has learned how to exist without pushing expansion. I mean, if everybody could figure out a way to exist without expanding, even for just a little while, I think everything would sort of stabilize. But the problem is historically, every empire that gets stuck in this cycle ends up crashing and burning, you know, for various different reasons.
Are you making a jet plane?
Yes, I'm making a jet plane.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, they're very few and far between, though. If we could get an idea through the heads of people where it's like, in the United States, for example, if they would stop aggressively trying to expand everything everywhere all the time, we could stabilize our economy, right? If we could stabilize our economy, then we'd be way better off. Or do we want those up? I think it'd be better to have those up. I don't know about this. Don't we have something way cooler? Yeah, we do. There we go. Looks a little silly, but... And again, I can't stress it enough that I don't claim to be any kind of expert in the matter. I admittedly know very little. Whoops. Well, yeah, but China also has a larger basic population. And I've been saying it for years. Let me see. Okay, you can be free. But I've been saying it for years that the United States has been dumbing down its military. The sad part is the United States has been dumbing down its entire population for a long time now. I mean, if you look at it, we're destroying the educational system. They had this policy, it's like, well, no child left behind. So then you have people who aren't interested in learning disrupting classrooms, which makes it harder for everybody else to learn and do anything. They've loosened, like, they stopped being strict about test scores, just all kinds of stuff where it's like, it's the idea that you're supposed to include everybody is not always... Yeah, no, that's another thing that's been a problem for a long time. That's one of the few things that I think the Obama administration was doing very well on. Well, they did okay on a lot of stuff, but that was one thing I agreed with them heavily on. Let's get rid of these for now. I kind of want them to go up this time. Maybe just a little bit. What?
Did he say or didn't do anything like I've loosened, like you stopped being strict about test scores?
What are you talking about? Don't worry. What are you talking about, bro?
Because I was using my microphone and then that popped up.
Well, then go to your room, because I'm talking and doing stuff with the chat. So if you don't like it, go to your room.
Okay, because I do not like test scores.
Man, I don't know how I want this to work. I don't really like the long. Maybe do this one, and then no, not that one. I'd like to do this one, but a little bit bigger. I think that's the same one. I'll put that there for a second, but I want to see if we can do better. I think this one might be better. Hold on. No. Man, I forgot how tedious this part was. I mean, I guess that's not so bad. I really don't like how... I don't like this one. Can I maybe do something like... No. What if I take this off, put this on at about... Come on. Oh my goodness, I hate controller. There it goes. That's a little bit better. No. Which one was that? No. No. Maybe... No. 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 No, technically, I think technically... Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but technically, for the space race, technically, I think the Soviets won because of Sputnik. My opinion, they put things out in space before anybody else did. Man, I don't really like how this is turning out. No. Don't like how this is turning out. Maybe we're going about this the wrong way. Instead of having this, let's see about this. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Bridgie. I think if you look at it from a technical standpoint, I'm pretty sure the Soviets technically won. I mean, they pretty much did everything first. The only thing that they didn't do first was the moon landing. I almost said the mun landing. But yeah, the only thing that the United States allegedly did first was the moon landing. That was pretty much it. Because I'm pretty sure the Soviets even had early designs for a whatchamacallit, a shuttle. They had early shuttle designs before the United States did. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that front, but I'm pretty sure they had designs first. nothing really matches. Don't you ever hate when you try to put something together and it just doesn't match properly? I guess that match is okay. Yeah, that's why I was saying, man, I completely agree with you on that one. Like I said, I'm not a history buff, but I'm like 99% sure the Soviets did almost everything first. Alright, go up here. Which I don't know why all these are so weirdly shaped. Ah, bless America, stupid controller. I'm actually pretty cool with that. Oh wait, we need to reduce... I don't remember what we had reduced that to, so we'll just reduce it to that. And then... probably... Oh, I hate doing this. Oh, that's not too bad. I don't like how it sticks out, though. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Like I said, there's no country in the world that's 100% free of their own individual sins, of their own problems. Wait, what was these ones? What was this one? It's medium landing gear. So, like, maybe like that? Or no, I think we have to avoid putting them... No. Because if everybody was honest, they would lose control. Just like, I mean, every country in the entire developed world, you know, utilizes propaganda. Even the countries that say, oh, no, we don't. It's there. It's 1,000. It's 1,000, so hold on. Can I just sneak this in here real quick? Is that acceptable? And then we can just sort of close this up like that. Do I? You might be right. Hold on. I can fix that. Whoops, not like that, I can't. Good eye. Thank you so much, research. That was a good call. That would have got me in trouble. We need tail fin. We need some yaw control. Yaw. What did I use before? Thanks for dropping in, research. Did I use the Delta Wing Deluxe for... I'm trying to rebuild an old design that I lost. Is this one? No, that's way too large. And I don't remember the specifics of everything that I used. That's too large. It had to have been the Delta Wing Deluxe. Oh my goodness, this control. Or maybe, how did I do this before? I cannot remember how I did accomplish this before. I think that's how I did it. And then we go in here, we drop this down to about 50-ish. Which one is capital I or capital? What? Bridgie, that hurts my brain. Delta S wings. Delta S wings. Which one is that? The S Delta wing. No, I don't think I used that one, maybe. Oh no, that's way too big. Although that would be a pretty cool design right there, not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure it was the Delta Wing Deluxe. Narrow one line down. Delta Wing. I think that's the one that I used, but I am getting a little worried. Now, first of all, I think we have to bring this engine in. Otherwise, we risk dragging it on the ground during takeoff, I think. But my center of mass and center of lift is a little bit of a problem. The skinny one holds fuel. Oh. I get it. What is that? Oh, air intake. All right. That one holds fuel. One line down, right to the right from that one. One line down. I do have something that I want to see. I never knew any of these held fuel. Thanks for the heads up on that one. I never paid attention. That is interesting. Where was that? Where was it? I did not know some of these had fuel in them. You have to fill it up manually? Oh. I'm thinking that might be a good design because it does help a lot. The only question I have is during re-entry, is this going to become a liability? We'll try it. We'll try it. Next we need some air brakes. Because we learned the hard way that this is a bad idea. Oh. Ooh, on sides wouldn't be too bad. Hold on, you're not wrong. What if... Whoops, that will get us into some trubs. Does this have... No, it doesn't have yaw control, which is okay. I wonder...
Can you install my full game
Oh,
get a chance?
yes, sir, I will.
Okay, thank
Hold on, let's save. I just want to save before I mess anything else up. I feel like the center of lift and the center of mass is a problem right now. I just wonder how much of a problem it's going to be. And... click move tool and move the wings. There we go. That kind of makes it all better. I do want it to be a little bit behind, I think. There we go. That's much better. Thank you. Research, you're a godsend. Thank you so much. One more thing we need. We are coming up on 400 hours. I think we're 370-ish, 370-ish hours in. But I admittedly have not got a ton of experience with space planes in general. Most of my experience is with rockets and landers. But I'm trying to get to Eve. Oh yeah, we need to also do this and disable yaw. Oh, do you play on a PC or a console, Research? Yep, it has PC. I am hoping to get a new PC in the next 2 months. Hoping. Alright, the only thing I don't have that I think I want, where's my cursor? There it is. I think... Wait, something's not centered here, right? Or is it the camera? I think it's the camera. Alright. So, I'm playing on PS5 currently, but as soon as I can get a PC, I'm hoping that I can get another 1,000 hours out of KSP, because I do want to play the RP1 mod too, and the Outer Planets mod. I would love to play both of those. You'd be better with the other ones. Which one? Are you talking about the extendables? Oh, it has been rough, but we persevere. So, are you recommending which other ones? The flat square 1x6. Talk about these bad boys. Hold on. Let's get rid of these. Three by two. Maybe one more set. I really don't know how much is gonna. I don't think we're gonna need that much. Let's try her out. First things first. We do need to strut this bad girl up. So, the goal is to get this tested up, and since the console version does not have the ability to use the cheat menu, I have no idea what works on Eve. What I do know is we need a minimum of 8,000 meters per second of usable delta V once we hit the surface. So, if I switch this to Eve, we have just over 6,000. So once this is tested, the way I look at it is on Kerbin at sea level is the same, roughly give or take a few pounds per square inch, is roughly the same as about 15 kilometers above sea level on Eve. So the idea is, if I utilize a space plane with droppable booster tanks, yes, the atmosphere on Eve at 15 to 20 kilometers is roughly equivalent to Kerbin on sea level. Eve at sea level is roughly, what was it? I forgot my numbers. 30 or 40% thicker than sea level at Kerbin. So while we will experience more drag, we will also experience more lift. So I feel like using a space plane with a drop tank would be more efficient than trying to use a rocket system with asparagus staging. That's the idea anyway. Why can't I turn this off for now? I thought you could turn these off at some point. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Hello, Rocket God. Dude, I've been keeping up on your postings, man. You have me on the edge of my seat for more. I need more. I have to have more, Rocket. You got me addicted, dude. I don't know if you meant to do that. I feel like you meant to do that. Did you meant to do that? I think you meant to do that. Yeah, I have an idea for rockets if this doesn't work. But the thing is everybody that I see trying to use space planes ultimately tries to use an SSTO. We're going to have a drop booster on it. Like, imagine underneath here, yeah, I knew you meant to do that. So, take the landing gear up, and we're going to tuck 2 drop tanks underneath the wings with boosters on them, set with asparagus staging to the center of the Black Star, which in previous tests gave us what? 8 to 9, it gave us around 9,000 meters per second of extra delta V. So the only thing we didn't figure out before my game crashed and corrupted the save file on that last playthrough, The only thing I didn't figure out is entry. Because the biggest problem I was going to have was a space plane requires a runway. So, wait. We need to disable this. Yeah, you thought I forgot. Admittedly, I did forgot, but we're not going to tell anybody that. So what I'm concerned about is even if we put this whole thing together and it works, I'm really concerned with my ability to take off on a very short piece of property, a short piece of real estate. If that becomes a fatal problem, then the next thing we're going to try and do is see if we can't put together a rocket to do it instead. I just thought a space plane would be way cooler to do, and I can't really call it an SSTO. Yeah, that's going to be the goal. Actually, you know what? Speaking of landing... speaking of landing, thank you for saying something. I almost forgot. Alright, time for test. I knew you meant to do that, Rocket. But yeah, so what happened last time is I had this entire system built and ready for testing. And as soon as we hit the launch button like we just did there, my entire system crashed. And when I tried to reload it, the save file was corrupted and I couldn't recover it. Ooh. We don't want that one. We want these ones. And then... you stop for a second. No. This button. All right. We need to go here. So under Custom Action Group 1, we're going to toggle this engine and shut down... No. Wait. Under Custom Action Group 1, we want to switch mode. Under Custom Action Group 2, we want to toggle engine, I think. At the same time, we're going to toggle this one on. So I think that's what we need to do here. So let's... I never did check my thrust-to-weight ratio either. 0.3, eesh. That's a tiny bit lower than I like. Whoa. Whoa. All right, hold on. Something's not right. Ah, that's what I didn't do. I did not turn off the steering and the back wheels. Thank you again, research. Saving my Tootsie Rolls today, buddy. I'm glad you decided to click in. Otherwise, we'd have so many disasters on our hands. All right. Steering direction, reverted normal. Steering disabled. All right, let's see how that does. Oh, man, I got to fix my staging again. Hold on. You, stop moving. Just stop moving. I know you're eager to fly. I'm eager to see you fly. Come on. Oh, you jackwagon. All right, fine. We'll do it this way. Come on, go down here. Oh my goodness. Go up here. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. I guess 0.38's not super horrible. If you do this, it should save. Yeah, I just forgot to look at it. I totally... we're hoping so, Luke. First test. First test. It's a little early for the bubbly, but we have high hopes. Goodness. Yeah, I did know. I just forget stuff all the time. I overlook certain details that I should know by now. After 400 hours, you'd think I'd know by now. There we go. Not yet. We're working on it, Luke. This is a very first test flight. She's a little bit bigger and heavier than the last version. Alright, girl, come on. Let's pick up some speed. Let's start off with a 10-degree climb and see how that works. I didn't take the thrust limiter. Okay, no, just making sure. Just like I really don't know how to use flaps research. I'm not sure what the button for flaps is. But I did learn how to use trim controls. You have to head. I never use them. Fair enough. I don't know how to use them if I could. So that's that. Are you winning, son? Of course, Flurp. There is no losing in KSP. The only way you lose in KSP is if you give up. Because if at first you do not succeed, launch it again. And again. And again. And again. And again. And again. Yeah, she is considerably bigger and heavier than the first version. Oh, dude. Never blaming you, man. I was just trying, honestly, I was just trying to get you to explain exactly what you were talking about, because the way it was coming across to everybody else, and me included, didn't make any sense. So I was like, how, we're going to space to meet the big booty alien bitches? Of course. I'm gonna try to anyway. This is the first test flight, so we're not 100% sure how she's gonna actually do. Now, do I have enough? Okay, nominal status. So we have plenty of airflow. Plenty of fuel flow. What is our thrust to weight? We're doing pretty well. We're climbing at about 15 degrees now. And we're still gaining speed, so I can lower the nose a little bit and pick up speed a little bit better. I'm kind of worried that our thrust to weight ratio is a little on the low side. We might end up ditching a couple of fuel tanks and making up for it with our drop tanks. This is going way better than the first tests of the V1, though. The Black Star version 1. The first test flights of that were mildly disastrous. So, I mean, all in all, we're doing pretty well. We are burning quite a bit of fuel to try to get up to speed, though, so you win some and lose some, I guess? Oh, there we go. Keep it at a below 10 degree climb rate. Our velocity increases exponentially, so... I love the display in this cockpit. Love it. Oh, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Ugh. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a whole lot accomplished on this stream. Oh yeah, apologies. Yeah, I was not trying to come across as blaming you, Luke. We may have to shut the... Actually, we're going to have to shut the stream down a little earlier than normal, because I have to drop my kids off with their mother. But if you guys give me about 30-45 minutes, I'll be back and I'll go live again, because I've been itching to get this program started for quite a while. And by the way, she does have a natural urge to want to pull her nose up just a little bit. Like, I'm not touching the controls right now, so I think that's a good thing, though. I think that's a good thing, because I want her to want to fly. I want her to want to rise up. By the way, we have 7 in the chat. If you guys are dropping in for the very first time, thank you so much. We're playing Kerbal Space Program on the PS5. We are working on designing our Eve mission vehicle. It's kind of a... Right now, this is considered an SSTO, I guess, if it makes it to orbit. I guess by definition, until it makes it to orbit, it's just a jet plane. But it does have nuclear capabilities. Look at that. We do have a single nuclear engine, so if it does end up making it to orbit... Oh, you know what I didn't add? Yeah, we're gonna put everything back with the configuration that we had, Luke. I just wanted to see if she would fly on her own in this basic form. I wanted to see how far she would get. What is our thrust to weight ratio? Alright, so what I'm gonna do now... Did I not set that up? I thought I set that up. Hold on. 440 meters per second. Well, all right, hold on. Supersonic, custom action group 1, switch mode. And then custom action group 2, I want you to toggle and toggle. So, oh yeah, now she wants to go. Now she wants to go. Yeah, we're gonna have to restabilize her a little bit. She wants to tip backwards on us. That's all right. What we'll do is we'll set the trim. Yep, we got to work on our stability a little bit, but I think... Oh, no, there she goes. There she goes. She doesn't want to stay stable anymore. Ah, yeah, I didn't know about the 180 thrust, but I knew we entered closed cycle mode. We just gotta work on some stability issues now. Oh, there she goes. We will get there, though. We had these same problems when we were developing her the first time. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Mayday, mayday. Kerbal Space, or Kerbal Tower, this is Jebediah. We are going down. The Black Star has lost control. Rapidly losing altitude. Yep, we got to work on it a little bit. Yeah, it's not problems yet. That went way better than our first test flight. The first time we built it. So what I'll do is I'm going to shut the stream down for now. Thank you all for dropping in. I'll be back. I'll go live again in about a half hour to an hour. If you guys want to come back and chill and see this keep going, feel free. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you want to get notified, man, that makes me excited to do this again. I got to remember all the little stuff we did. It's so hard to remember. But, yeah, we're going to figure this out, because I think what we can do is pull these winglets back, because I think that's how we fixed it a little bit last time, is we... Yes, we'll do that right now, so I don't forget again. Disabled. Just double check. Yaw disabled. Pitch roll disabled. Yaw disabled. Yaw. Alright. And then we're going to save craft, and I'm going to leave it, watch, I'm going to leave it right here. So that way when I go live again, you guys can see we'll be back in the exact same spot. I'm not going to cheat, but I will be right back, guys. Thank you so much. The wings are sideways. Are you talking about the wings on this side? Like the side wings? They're supposed to be angled up slightly to help with entry cooling. So that way when we hit the atmosphere, we can hit it belly, the winglets on top. Yeah, I don't know if it helps or hurts it at all, but I know the SR-71 Blackbird has them like that, and I don't know if it actually helps or hurts at all. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to leave it right here, and I'll be back. So keep your eyes open.